Why does Marine One, the chopper that takes the president around the country, always land on the White House lawn? A lot of people have been interested in this scene for decades. But it's not just a dramatic entry. The grounds of the White House are the best place to land because they are safe, convenient, and useful, all at the same time. Because it's open, people can quickly arrive and leave, so the president doesn't have to spend too much time outside. But could there be even more important strategic reasons for this choice? Let's look at the interesting reasoning behind each Marine One score. Marine One, the helicopter owned by President Dwight Eisenhower, has been a staple in Washington, D.C. since 1957. The tradition of landing a presidential helicopter on the White House lawn has been a long-standing one. House grounds began with Eisenhower's first flight in 1957. The helicopter was not just a quick remedy, but also a way to reach his vacation house in Pennsylvania as quickly as possible. The tradition has continued to exist despite the use of helicopters by the president. Because the grassy landscape on the 18-acre lawn, which acts as the major outdoor location for events given by the president, has expanded, the weight of the aircraft has also increased. Press briefings and the annual Easter egg roll are held on the lawn, which is distinguished by gently sloping hills that give the impression of an ancient photograph. The grass is also utilized for the events. Marine One is located about 5 minutes away from the Oval Office, making it convenient for the president to commute from the White House to the helicopter. Marine One also offers adequate room for maneuvering and landing in a secure manner. One more reason why customs procedures are still being carried out is because of the Flight Restricted Zone, FFRZ, that completely surrounds Washington, D.C. Landing a helicopter anywhere other than on the South Lawn would be extremely difficult due to the severe limitations that have been placed on the Aircraft Flight Restriction Zone, FFRZ. Due to the fact that Lafayette Square and the Ellipse are either too public or too small, a helicopter of the size of a Marine One would not be able to land in such locations. The South Lawn landings have garnered a greater amount of attention, particularly since President Joe Biden began walking with aides in an effort to shift attention away from his gate. When compared to the small helicopter that Eisenhower utilized during his time, the Marine One that is employed now is substantially larger and heavier. When it is completely loaded, it weighs close to 19,000 pounds, which is the same as the weight of 4 SUVs when they are complete with cargo. Because of the burdensome nature of the helicopter, which is outfitted with high-tech communication systems and protection countermeasures that are able to endure such a significant impact, landing on soft grass might be a difficult task. Helicopters face a great deal of difficulty when landing on the South Lawn because it is a soft surface. In spite of the fact that the lawn looks like it was taken straight from a Jane Austen novel, it is not stable enough for a helicopter to land on it. This makes the landing process complicated and maybe even dangerous. In order to prevent any potential issues from occurring, 3 landing plates made of metal are positioned on the South Lawn before each landing. These landing plates prevent the wheels from falling into the grass and ensure that the weight is distributed properly. It only takes one error for Marine One to become unstable, and even pilots with a lot of experience need the support of snipers in order to attain accuracy. There is an extra degree of difficulty brought about by the rotor downwash that is generated by the turbo shaft engines T58 G10 that are capable of producing 1,500 horsepower. In the process of delivering a forceful burst of air downward while the aircraft is hovering, the rotor blades provide a downwash to the surrounding air. It is possible for the downwash to reach speeds of up to 100 miles per hour, which causes the ground underneath to move around and become fragmented. Because of the power that the helicopter applies when it lands, the ground below appeared to be in terrible shape during the time of the law. The majority of Marine One's structural changes were caused by the force that the helicopter causes. Window panes, roof shingles, and even buildings can be damaged by downwash, which can cause them to fracture and shake. The landing in such close proximity to the White House presents a multitude of technical challenges and calls for ongoing maintenance. Robert K. Preston, a single guy, was sitting in the cockpit of a Bell UH-1 IRA helicopter that belonged to the United States Army in the year 1974. This was a remarkable occurrence that took place at Fort Meade, Maryland. Despite his best efforts, Preston was unable to succeed in flight school and pursue his dream of becoming a pilot. In spite of this, Preston took off in the helicopter and flew at a low altitude. His mission was to reach the south yard of the White House without being discovered while traveling through one of the most restricted airspaces in the world. The personnel of the Secret Service fired shots into the night during Preston's score, which caused shockwaves to travel throughout the nation's security system and demonstrated the White House's susceptibility to threats that originate from the air. Since then, the White House has put in place an integrated air defense system that consists of radars and anti-aircraft defenses. The purpose of this system is to find and destroy any unauthorized aircraft before they come close to the White House. In most cases, Marine One does not fly by itself. Rather, it is often accompanied by 2 or 3 other helicopters of a similar sort flying in formation, which is a maneuver that is referred to as formation flight. It is essential for the President's safety that the South Lawn, which is utilized for ceremonies and landing pads, be accessible. On the other hand, due to the fact that the current fleet of Marine One helicopters is getting older, maintaining this area has proven to be a substantial difficulty. With a weight of around 28,000 pounds, the Sakharov 92A Patriot, which is a more recent version of the Marine One, is meant to hold a greater number of people, luggage, and security staff. According to a report that was published by the Government Accountability Office in the year 2020, the South Lawn has developed into a big problem. The report stated that the abundantly green lawn, which is a sign of regularity, is now obstructing progress. Following the arrival of the new NH-92A in 2018, the lawn sustained major damage as a result of hot exhaust that was left there for a considerable amount of time. During the test that was supposed to demonstrate that the new Marine One was ready for a normal operation, it was discovered that the plane would inflict damage to the lawn in a way that could not be rectified. The new Marine One was presented to President Biden in August 2024, but its future application on the South Lawn remains undetermined. It is unclear whether Marine One will continue to land on grass, or if the White House will make the lawn suitable for the new jets by installing a permanent helipad. Landing Marine One on grass might not make sense initially, as grass is not as stable or long-lasting as a helipad. However, the tradition of the most powerful person in the United States landing on grass is a result of a combination of technical compromise and security strategy. The South Lawn is an essential element of the history of the presidency, providing them with a place to work and a clear picture each time. The act of landing Marine One on grass symbolizes a powerful connection between tradition and progress, as well as the past and present. As the president prepares to leave South Lawn, it is important to remember the significance and rich history of the South Lawn. This is it for today. We hope you enjoyed the video. If so, then share your thoughts in the comments and also share this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you can never miss our video.